What keeps Elon Musk from ever stopping? Why does he keep moving forward even when the whole world calls him crazy? He poured his entire fortune into building rockets, only to watch 3 failed launches in a row. Most people would have quit. Most would have walked away. But not Elon. He placed one more bet, and on the 4th attempt, the rocket finally took off, rewriting history. From a bullied immigrant kid with nothing to his name, Elon Musk rose to become the richest man on the planet. But what truly earns the world's respect isn't just his massive fortune. It's the journey of a man fueled by vision, grit, and an unbreakable will. Elon Musk isn't just building companies, he's building the future with electric cars, clean energy, reusable rockets, and the dream of taking humanity to Mars. In this video, we'll uncover the most powerful lessons from Elon's journey about vision, resilience, and the drive to push beyond limits so you can apply them to your own life. If you're ready to discover what truly fuels one of the most relentless minds of our time, hit like and follow so you won't miss inspiring book summaries that can change the way you think, live, and act. Part 1. A humble beginning, but a bold ambition. Elon Musk didn't grow up in luxury, as many might think. His childhood in South Africa was marked by loneliness, bullying from classmates, and even coldness from his own family. He wasn't a genius with a red carpet rolled out before him. On the contrary, Elon was the boy who spent countless hours in the library, devouring everything from science books and science fiction novels to entire encyclopedias, driven purely by an insatiable curiosity about the world. But those lonely days became the cradle of his imagination and his future vision. While other kids were focused only on games, Elon dreamed of turning science fiction into reality. Rockets that could carry humans into space, and electric cars that could replace fossil fuels. His journey started in the humblest way. After leaving South Africa to chase opportunities in America, Elon lived in a shabby apartment in Canada, taking on tough manual jobs just to survive. He had no safety net, no financial launch pad. What he did have was something most people struggled to hold on to: the belief that the future could be built with ambition and perseverance. A perfect example came during his college years, when Elon and his brother Kimball founded the software company Zip2. At the beginning, they slept on the office floor and showered at the local gym. Life was tough, but Elon embraced it because he knew every line of code was a step closer to his bigger dream. The truth is, Elon's beginnings weren't so different from ours. No money, no connections, no recognition. But he had ambition. And that ambition transformed a bullied boy into the man now shaping the future of technology for humanity. Part 2. Thinking big all the way. One thing has always set Elon Musk apart: he never thinks small. While most entrepreneurs set goals of growing 5% or 10%, Elon asks, how can we change an entire industry? How can we change the future of humanity? It's this bold way of questioning that has led him down paths few others would dare to take. Imagine this: you're an aerospace engineer staring at a rocket. For decades, people simply accepted that after every launch, the rocket was discarded, like throwing away an airplane after a single flight. No one questioned it because everyone thought that's just how it is. But Elon thought differently. He asked, why not build rockets that can be reused? Why not make space travel 10 times cheaper? And then he actually did it. After several painful failures, SpaceX became the first company in history to successfully land and reuse rockets, a turning point for the entire space industry. The same story played out with Tesla. Before Musk, electric cars were dismissed as slow, ugly vehicles for environmental enthusiasts. But he refused to accept that. He envisioned an electric car that wasn't just clean, but cooler, faster, and smarter than any gasoline car on the road. The result? The Tesla Model S, a sleek luxury sedan that could go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just a few seconds, powered entirely by electricity. By thinking big, Tesla completely transformed how the world sees electric cars. The lesson here is clear. Most of us are trapped in old mental frameworks. We ask how to get slightly better instead of how to get 10 times better. But it's that 10x mindset,
the breakthrough mindset that changes everything. It forces you to abandon conventional solutions, dig to the root of the problem, and discover entirely new ways forward. And most importantly, Elon doesn't just dream. He turns dreams into reality, and reality into plans. That's why he can take ideas that once seemed insane and turn them into innovations that are reshaping the world.
Part 3. Working at intense levels, but with a clear purpose. Elon Musk is famous for a work schedule so intense it's almost unbelievable. At one point, he was working up to 100 hours a week. He would sleep at the Tesla factory, on a sofa or in a small room, so he could be on hand whenever the production line ran into trouble. Many employees have recalled seeing Elon inspect every single bolt and wire, details most CEOs would never touch themselves. It sounds crazy. Who could endorse such a pace? But for Musk, this enormous workload wasn't about showing off or proving he was better than anyone else. It came from a purpose far greater than himself. He believes that every hour he invests today can shorten the time it takes humanity to achieve major breakthroughs, whether in clean energy, electric vehicles, or space exploration. Consider this: if you work 40 hours a week, while someone else works 80, in just 6 months, that person will have covered as much ground as you would in a year. For Musk, this means a technology can emerge sooner, an industry can be reshaped faster, and the world can move closer to the future he envisions. Importantly, he doesn't work blindly. High intensity always comes with focus on core objectives. At Tesla, he poured his energy into improving production lines and lowering battery costs. At SpaceX, he concentrated entirely on successfully landing rockets. No distractions, no spreading himself too thin. Musk works like a maniac, but he always knows, every drop of sweat I shed today is moving humanity one step forward. The lesson for us isn't to copy his 100-hour work weeks. The real takeaway is this: if your purpose is big enough, you'll find the energy and persistence to do more than you ever thought possible. When work is tied to a mission, every hour is no longer a burden. It becomes part of the journey you're committed to. Part 4. Embracing failure and turning it into leverage. If there's one thing Elon Musk understands better than anyone, it's failure. Not small setbacks, but failures that could push him to the brink of bankruptcy and turn a lifelong dream to ashes. Think back to the early days of SpaceX. 3 rocket launches, 3 total failures, explosions lighting up the sky. Each failure didn't just burn tens of millions of dollars, it shook the confidence of investors, teammates, and Musk himself. The media called him a delusional dreamer, and many advised him to stop before it was too late. But Musk was different. He treated each failure as a massive tuition fee in exchange for data. He dissected every cause, fixed every technical flaw, and persisted. Finally, on the 4th launch, the Falcon 1 soared successfully. That moment didn't just save SpaceX, it ushered in a new era for the aerospace industry: reusable rockets. And it's not just in space. Musk has faced failure right here on Earth. Remember the Cybertruck unveiling? Elon confidently showcased its bulletproof glass, only for it to shatter in front of millions of viewers after a simple test. It was an embarrassing moment, making headlines and memes worldwide. But the story didn't end there. When deliveries began, more problems arose: stuck pedals, misaligned doors, software glitches. Tesla had to recall thousands of trucks. For many companies, this would have been game over. But Musk saw it as real-world feedback. Instead of hiding it, he jumped into improvements, closely supervised his team to fix every detail, rolled out software updates continuously, and transformed the Cybertruck into an increasingly refined product. Both Falcon 1 and the Cybertruck reflect a philosophy Musk lives and breathes. Failure is not the end, it's data to move forward. It's the painful falls that teach him how to fly higher. Part 5. Building an amazing team, because you can't do it alone. Elon Musk may be a genius. He may be someone who thinks big, to the point of madness, but there's one truth he has never hidden. Alone, he could never do it. Behind SpaceX, Tesla, or any of Musk's ventures, there are always teams of engineers, scientists, and experts ready to tackle what seems impossible alongside him. What sets Musk apart isn't just vision, it's the ability to ignite that vision into a shared dream for the entire team. Imagine this. You're working 80, even 100 hours a week. Every day you face unsolvable technical problems and financial risks that could burn everything to the ground. Who would be crazy enough to follow such a path? Yet thousands chose to stand by Musk because they felt they weren't just working for a company, they were helping rewrite the future of humanity. Musk once said, "I don't need people with the best resumes. I need people who truly believe in the mission, people who won't quit when things get the craziest." And he proved it. SpaceX exists not because of one individual, but because an entire team carried the dream of sending humans to Mars. Tesla's breakthroughs didn't happen because of Musk alone. They happened because tens of thousands of engineers, designers, and salespeople believed that electric cars were the future. The lesson is clear. You cannot succeed alone. Whether in business, career, or life, the longest and most sustainable path is built together. Find companions who believe in the same dream because they will be the ones who lift you up every time you want to quit. Elon Musk could have called himself a lonely madman, but instead of going alone, he chose to go with others who dared to be mad like him. And together, that madness changed the world. Part 6. The 10x innovation mindset, not just 10% improvement. Most companies, when they think about innovation, think in small increments. Make the product 10% cheaper, 10% faster, 10% more convenient. But for Elon Musk, that kind of thinking is meaningless. He believes that if you only try to improve by 10%, at best, you'll end up as just a slightly better version of your competitor. But if you dare to think 10 times better, you can completely change the game. A perfect example is SpaceX. When Musk entered the aerospace industry, the cost of launching a rocket into orbit was around $200 million. No one thought about significantly reducing that cost. But Musk set a goal: make the cost of launching at least 10 times cheaper. To achieve that, he forced engineers to think completely differently. Instead of single-use rockets like NASA had done, SpaceX had to develop reusable rockets. The result? Today, SpaceX can launch a rocket for about $60 million, a fraction of the previous cost, and more importantly, the rocket can be reused multiple times. What the world once considered crazy has now become the new standard in the industry. Tesla is another example. While many automakers focused on improving gas engines to save an extra 5% on fuel, Musk chose a completely different path: ditch the gas engine entirely, replacing it with electric batteries and autonomous driving technology. He didn't want to make a slightly better car, he wanted to redefine the concept of the car itself for the future. The lesson for us: in work or in life, we often get stuck thinking too small, improving bit by bit. But if you want to create a real breakthrough, try asking questions like Elon Musk. If I had to make this 10 times better, how would I do it? If I had to find an entirely new way, what path would I take? That is the power of the 10x mindset, daring to dream so big that people call you crazy, only to one day rewrite the rules yourself. What makes Elon Musk the most iconic figure of our time? It's not because he's the richest man on the planet. It's not just because he built Tesla or SpaceX. It's because Musk shows us one simple truth: the future isn't given, it's created by those who dare to dream big, dare to fail, and dare to get back up more times than anyone else. But the lessons from Elon don't stop at electric cars, rockets, or dreams of Mars. They apply to you in everyday life. It's about thinking bigger, betting on yourself, and building systems so you don't have to chase money, but instead let money work for you. Financial freedom, in the end, is much like Elon's space dream. It may seem distant, even impossible to many. But with vision, discipline, and starting today, small steps will lead you toward a life no longer bound by money, but lived according to what you truly desire. If you're on that journey too, give yourself the chance to learn more breakthrough thinking, smart financial strategies, and life lessons that can change your future. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any journey of discovery. Who knows? Today's video might spark the idea that changes your entire life.